Welcome to everybody listening to us and viewing.
My name is Michele Costa.
My name is Deboeck.
Nice to see you today. The term greenwashing comes from the hospitality sector.
And that was one of the best experiences of my life.
Welcome to everybody listening to us and viewing as well to my little living room here in the heart of Brussels. I'm here with Michele today, and I'm very happy that we have some time to chat. My name, for the ones who are listening in, is Deboeck. I've been in the hospitality industry for 2 decades now and still counting. Very exciting. Very passionate about everything that we do in this industry. But more about what we're going to discuss in a minute. Michele, maybe we start with your introduction and how did you end up in this industry?
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ellen. So my name is Michele Costa. I am currently Director of Operations in a hotel in Brussels. And my background is very different compared to the usual background that normally someone has in this sector. I come from an aviation background. So that's what I did for about 10 years. And then kind of all of a sudden, I decided to give a twist to my career and jump into the hospitality industry.
And it seems, a great jump, I assume.
Absolutely, an amazing jump. And I'm really, really happy about what I am currently doing. And I'm happy to do it with passion.
In general, a career in hospitality or in the hotels, as you and I, we've experienced so far, is not always seen as the most desired career move. However, we've seen many things opposite. And I do believe, and we speak for ourselves, that there is a long career path possible. And that working for this industry is actually quite sexy and exciting and many things that are possible. Do you believe that is something that we can change by actively speaking about it, that there is a large career possibility in hospitality industry?
Absolutely. I'm a strong believer of this. And if you allow me to tell you a bit more about my background as well, I can definitely link this to this answer. So I was in the aviation industry for 10 years, for example, something quite different, but at the same time quite similar. And at the beginning, I used to work for a low-cost airline, and then I switched on to a major flag carrier here in Europe, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. I was a cabin manager for many years, and then a safety inspector on board, and so that allowed me to gather a lot of transferable skills that I brought on to the hospitality industry. And this, I think, is a good sign that anyone coming from any other sector could easily switch to the hospitality industry and definitely take the career further. When I decided to change career to have a bit more stability, I wanted to keep on doing something that would still allow me to do something I'm passionate about. And so I had a little thought about it. And I thought, why not the hospitality industry? And so I wanted to study as well. So I did a bachelor of 3 years before the switch. So I was flying and studying at the same time. It wasn't easy. I was landing after a long-haul flight, who knows, anywhere, San Diego, New York. And I had to study. And it was quite complicated. But it made me tougher.
Dedication as well, I believe. But it's quite inspiring to share that story for not only the younger ones joining us, like the Gen Z that is just falling into the workforce, but I believe at any particular age or time that you can make that switch in career. Equally, I just want to go back to the fact that you said the transferable skills, right? But isn't it so that if you work in the hospitality industry, it's kind of known amongst us who work in that industry that if you've worked in a hotel, let's say, you can work anywhere?
Yes, absolutely. We get along with pretty much anyone. We love people if we work in the hospitality industry, and that's the core of what we do. Ultimately, the guests are at the heart of all we do, and I think that's the most important point of the hospitality industry. Let it be aviation or hotel industry. That's what we love to do.
But it's also being operational attuned, so that you're prepared in one way and you get the training, you get the knowledge, depending which hotel that you are, different brands with amazing programs that they have available. But you're so operational attuned that you manage a lot of situations that are difficult. And then actually the difficult situations sometimes, whether this is with guests or you might have an emergency in the hotel that is technical, a big problem, that you become more at ease and you can handle it more without all, well, the larger stresses. Do you feel that you have that move as well, like in your personal life, that you look at things differently and it becomes maybe a bit easier to handle difficult situations?
Absolutely, I think so. And this was the same when I was in aviation and also now in the hotel industry. I think it's something that makes you grow both professionally but also personally. You are faced with so many different people and such dynamic situations. No day is like the day before. Every day is completely different. And that's what I love about this industry. And so that allows you to grow, as I was mentioning, in both professionally and in a personal way. And that allows you to improve your management and leadership style, and you can adapt it to any sort of situation you're faced with, either with colleagues or with customers. So it's a really big baggage that you build up day by day.
Yeah, always. But when we look at our responsibilities, okay, you and I, we have a large responsibility, not only the hotel itself or what comes with it, but yeah, the people at the end of the day. You work with them all the time. They have families to take care of. So any particular decision that we make, whether it's a schedule that they need to work, the hours that they do, etc., affects them also directly. How do you handle that well, in the sense that do you feel a certain pressure, or does that change as well with time?
Maybe at the beginning I used to feel more this sort of pressure, but now I like to see it as I embrace it. Of course, we work with people, and people are the most important thing in our business. And I think we should never forget the human factor that needs to be at the core of what we do every day. I'm someone who really cares about the people I work with, and I tell my teams that for me, they come first at all times, meaning that if I know they are okay in their workplace, they will deliver in front of the guests. If they are not okay, we're not going to achieve the results we want. So that's something that I'm really a strong believer of.
It's about giving them confidence as well. When I interview for positions to be filled, one of the things that I look at is attitude. So their attitude is very important, meaning, except for certain positions, such as in accounting, where you definitely need some type of education in order to fulfill that particular job. But somebody that wants to start and has the right attitude and the mindset is there, wants to cooperate, because it's a people business, then that is one of the first and foremost things I look for. And that is always a game changer for me, saying, okay, we can work on something together. Do you see the same thing? Do you think attitude is the same? You see that in the same positive light?
Yes, I'm definitely on the same page with you about this. Personally, I can bring up an example of some hires that I did in the past. And as you mentioned, attitude is so important that I do look for that as well. For me, especially for roles which do not require necessarily a certain education, I like to see that the person wants to succeed. They want to learn and do and be their best in their new possible new role. And so for me, I try to avoid having any sort of prejudice, and I go there with an open mind, and I really want to see how that person is, or just asking normal questions, not necessarily linked to their role, but to see how they are in general. And I try to have to understand the big picture of how this person could be.
It's so funny that you're saying that, because in general, we have it very difficult in finding people that want to work in a hotel, in the horeca in general, because it has this negative tonation for various reasons. And I think it has improved already over time. but it's not the most, desired position. And I hope that there's a way that, for example, what you're sharing now, that we can share that more often, that they can just hear that, and that we're really looking for people like everybody, like us, like everybody. We're all the same, we're not that special. I think it's just very important, and sometimes we tend to miss that that core message that, hey, we're looking for you guys, because they might feel when they come and work in a hotel, it's only long shifts and long hours, whilst it is not the case. We have shifts, of course, but we also respect the boundaries and look for what everybody believes is a healthy balance. That's up to them to decide.
Definitely.
But that is something that is very much alive in our industry, very
Exactly.
important.
And if someone wants to have a career in hospitality, that's definitely a huge possibility as well. Personally, when I joined, I knew that my ultimate goal is still to become a general manager. That's what I want to achieve, and I know I will achieve it. And since I joined, I started as a front office supervisor, duty manager in a big hotel in Brussels, and then I switched on to another hotel where I was the hotel manager. It was a smaller hotel, of course, and I had all the right forms of support to develop into this role. Personally, I would definitely recommend this industry if you want to develop and change. You can also change across departments. It's always so dynamic, and wherever you go, you will have the right type of support from anyone you work with. People who work in this sort of industry, they are passionate. They do what they do because they love it, and this is an amazing thing that you don't always see in a workplace.
So what would your advice be then? If somebody is listening to this and they're not really sure yet, should I do it, because of influences from outside saying maybe you should not, what is your advice then to come and work in the hospitality industry?
I'm a strong believer about the fact that we should fundamentally do something that we love. And so once you find what you love, try to find a role that would suit you in the hospitality industry, go for it, and learn from the people you're surrounded by. And from you take it from there. You of course you can have the ultimate goal planned, but you don't need to know exactly all the steps right away. You will see it. It will come, and you need to be curious.
Of course, but isn't that all just about life? Not knowing every single detail, anyways, but seize the opportunities. So basically, after our little chat here, they can look you up online and maybe they can come and apply and see if you have still positions available to come and work with you, because it sounds very interesting in any case. I think what I can share is that coming from a very big household, my parents were very proud of all the children and encouraged us to go to university, which I did for 1 year. But I knew from the beginning that my passion was in the hospital. I just wanted to work for a hotel.
So you followed your passion?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, I did it. And I really wanted that from the beginning. So I studied Russian and Polish for 1 year, and I did that very well. And I just left it like that. So you can imagine the huge disappointment, I think, with my parents at that time. But I did it anyways. And it was the best decision ever, because I want to go back to what you said. You know, if you can and you do what you like to do, and I wanted to do this from day one without a doubt. I was not influenced by anybody. I said, I'm going to do it. So I studied at Erasmus, and I've done the hotel and aviation studies and things like that. It was exciting, and I have zero regrets. And then I took the chance at those days, long time ago, I moved immediately to the Caribbean. I spent many years in the Caribbean, started out in Jamaica, ended up in Antigua, various places. But anyways, to come back to the fact that if you really go for it, for things that you really are passionate about, 99% it works out. And then, you know, you fast forward 2 decades and seen quite a bit of the world. And one thing that is always coming back is that the love for people, the way you work with them, all the cultures combined. And yes, you do get a lot of situations that could be very uneasy, and you learn from it. And that has helped me on a personal level as well to an extent that I think is hard to express. So, and when you say, like, when you know, in terms of our industry, we're very passionate, you just feel that. I think you have that maybe in other industries as well. They say, that's somebody that works in accounting, because you have this bond, you know.
Yes.
Same thing in aviation, I assume. When you see them,
Absolutely.
you have this vibe. And that is exactly what we have in the hotel industry as well. So I would encourage anybody as well to look me up online, just sign up and let's see what we can make of it together, because it's a really great world. It's an amazing business, and it's not here to stop as well, huh? So hotels are being built right,
not.
left and center everywhere. We're not only talking Brussels, we're really talking globally, and there's so many opportunities. So
exactly. Yes,
quite
it's
exciting.
such an exciting industry, and also when you want to develop into a managerial role, there's so much you can learn, and again, you have many transferable skills that you can bring on with you if you want to change again. So it can be a transition, but maybe you fall in love with it and you want to stay.
And you want to stay, and hopefully you stay. And also going back to years ago, when there was a career path where you had an X amount of years at reception as a receptionist, and then you're obliged to do an X amount of years maybe in operations or in various departments. But things have changed with AI, with systems, you name it. So it doesn't take you 5 decades to reach your goal. So that is also very important, that things can go fast in a good way, you know,
Exactly.
that you have the knowledge. But I hope that the ones who are interested do not think that it takes 10 years or 15 years before you can achieve, you know, a general manager position, for example. Because there are many programs that you do, that I do, that helps younger ones as well. And no matter what age, actually, anybody who is interested, who wants to become a general manager or an operations director like yourself, which is very hands-on, and you're making basically all the decisions as well for the hotel, that it is possible. And within a very short time frame as well. So I think it's important.
That's something that changed. And I guess with your long experience, you can confirm that things have changed compared to the past. As you were saying, you don't have to be in the same role for several years to develop. It can be a short time. As long as you have the skills to progress and go on, that can be appreciated. And thanks to meritocracy, you can evolve.
Yeah, as long as you're open to it, because like AI is my friend now, and I work with it all the time, but I don't let it take over the way I work or what I do. But if you're smart about it, then it can help you being more efficient, and there's no need to waste certain time on things that are, you know, not that important in order to make the right decisions, not only for your team, but also for the hotel you're working for. So AI at the moment is my friend, even though I'm not that knowledgeable as yet. So that's all in process, but it's about being open to learning, you know.
There's such an exponential development of AI now that it's almost hard to keep track and keep up with it. But I encourage my teams as well to be curious and follow that and use it on a daily basis, because we have to embrace it. That's the future, it's clear. And that allows to save so much time for certain things that you can then dedicate that time to your guests, to your staff. So we have to use it as much as we can. Yeah.
Absolutely. So if there's one thing that you want to share with the ones who are listening right now, what would it be? Just to say, voila, this is a life-changing moment for Michele, or anything like that. Is that what would you say? What would you say to those people listening?
For example, I think one of the biggest advices I could give is be curious, meaning at whatever stage of your life that you're at, be curious and learn from each single individual you're surrounded by and from every single situation you face. And especially regarding the people you're surrounded with, learn from their positive sides and negative sides, what they're strong at, what they're weak at, and try to mold yourself to have all those positive sides, all those strengths. And if you want to be any different because you don't want to take up their negative sides, be aware of that.
Yeah.
And try to build up and grow by doing that.
That's really beautiful. I want to work for you now. I'll sign up in just a minute.
But now I want to ask you the same question.
It's all very much in line. I would say that's do what you love, challenge everything, challenge the status quo. At any age, at any time, I would say go for it and take that leap of faith, which at the end of the day is not a leap of faith, it's probably destiny, and it's the right decision to take. And hospitality is a booming business. It is here to stay, and many, many career opportunities are possible and are ready waiting for you. So I cannot wait to welcome everybody and see what we can do with it.
Of course.
But we got to go. I think we need to do some work. So thank you very much, Michele.
Get back to it.
And that was a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellen.
Bye.